So you're going to put your hands on your knees and just lean back. Coming up forward, bring the arms up, inhale. Stretching one arm up, fingertips to the ceiling, and the other way. Just waking up the body. You're going to bring the hands to the floor and walk the hands away, forward fold. Walking the hands back. We're going to change the cross of the legs. Inhale the arms up. Exhaling as you stretch to the side. Inhale up. Exhale forward again. Breathing into the hips. Walking the hands back. Nice and slow, twisting to the left. And to the other side. Back to the middle. Interlace the fingers. Inhale up. And grab one wrist. Inhale up and over to the side. And switching. If you're having any pain or tightness in the ribs, just don't stretch as far. And releasing the hands. Give the wrists a little turn. Keep the arms straight. And down the other way. We're going to walk the hands out and see if you can bend a little further forward, elbows towards the floor. Walking back up. Right hand to the floor, a little bit out from the body. Inhale the left up. And exhale, bending the elbow this time. And switching sides. Inhale up. Bending the elbow. Exhale over to the left. I'm going to do that one more time each side. I encourage you to close your eyes if that feels good. I'm going to square my shoulders to the floor, walk my hands out to the side, and walk my hands over to the middle and over to the other side. As far as I can comfortably without cramping up. And we're going to walk the other way. Lots of twists today. Walking back to the middle, rolling up, shoulder rolls. big. Inhale as you bring your shoulders up. Exhale as you place them down. Let's go the other way. Inhale up, exhale down. I'm going to get you to inhale, bring your shoulders up. Squeeze, inhale, and hold your breath here. Exhale, and then hold your breath at the bottom. Hold. We're going to do that a few more times. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Breathing normally now, palms to the ceiling, left ear to left shoulder. Head back to the middle, right ear to right shoulder. Head back to the middle, gently bringing your head forward. Hold it here. Crows are gone mad. We'll try ocean instead. There's no crows in the rainforest. Okay, coming to tabletop. Hands and knees. Cat and cow, so pushing the middle of your back to the ceiling. Inhale and hold. Exhale. Let the chest come down. Breathing normally. Inhale up. And hold. Exhale. Breathing normally. So you can do whatever breathing you like. You can keep that or you can just breathe normally. If you have any pain in the wrists, walk your hands out a little further. You can either come to flat back or you can allow your lower back to arch slightly. We're going to bend one side and then the other, shoulder to hip. Couple more times. We're going to roll the toes under, push up to down dog, pedal the knees. See when you straighten your leg, if you can get the heel a little closer to the floor, and the leg that's straight, push that hip out a little tiny bit. And we're going to come down to the knees now. Child's pose. Make sure your knees are nice and wide and your arms are out straight. Relax all the tension into the floor. Coming up to the forearms, shifting your hips back towards your heels. So I'm actively pushing my forearms into the floor. Coming on up to hands and knees. Roll the toes under, bring your knees in slightly. Straighten up into forward fold. Grabbing your elbows, ragdoll. Letting your head just relax. Give your head a little shake. Let all the tension from your upper body float to the floor. If this bothers you or makes you feel dizzy, you can just keep your head up a little bit. Slowly rolling up, one vertebrae at a time. Shoulder rolls from here. And the other direction. Standing in mountain pose now, fingertips out like this. Slight bend in the knees. Make sure your feet are at least hip distance apart for your balance. I want you to feel your knees over your ankles, your hips over your knees, shoulders over your hips, ears over your shoulders. Bringing the hands in, inhale up, arching if it feels comfortable, exhale forward, inhale the flat back. If you need to bend your knees, that's totally fine. Bend, bring your arms up. Exhale down. We're going to do that a few more times. Inhale up. Exhale forward, hinging at the hips. Inhale to flat back. My eyes are looking straight at the floor below me. Lengthening the spine. Bend the knees. Inhale up. Exhale back to mountain. Starting again. Inhale up. Exhale forward. Inhale to flat back. Give your head a little shake. Feeling very grounded, balanced. Bend the knees slightly, bring the hands behind the legs, and see if you can draw yourself a little bit closer to your legs. Give your head a shake, and come to flat back. Flat back, you can have your hands on the front of your ankles, or you can be up like this if that feels better. Bend the knees. I'm going to grab my knee support. I'm going to walk my left leg out into a deep lunge, making sure that knee is over the ankle, not the toes. Inhale up and hinge the hips back as you exhale. Dynamic movement. If your balance is off, you may need to widen your stance. Switching legs. Lengthen as you come up. Arch your back only if it feels good. So I'm going to switch legs again. Make sure you have a long lunge. This time I'm going to hinge a little further and bring both hands to the inside of that leg. You can have your hands on the floor, or you can use a block. You can have your knee on the floor, the back knee, or you can be up on your toes and have your knee off. So I'm going to keep my right hand down and twist my left arm up. And bringing that down. Switching legs. Remembering you can have the knee on the floor if you have a pad like mine. Or you can have your toes under and the knee off the floor. Left hand stays down, right arm twists up. One side usually feels different than the other. Coming on down. And we're going to open up the knees and push back to child's pose. I sometimes like to use a block for child's pose as well. And if your head doesn't come down comfortably, you can use the block with that. Coming on up to standing. We're going to do a slow sun salutation. Inhale up. Exhale forward. Inhale to flat back. Walking the hands out to plank. Knees, chest, flatten out. Toes are pointed. Glutes are squeezed, lifting the chest off the floor. Perfect. Hands and knees. Roll the toes under. Hinge your hips back for a second. Do that a couple of times. Just stretching at the toes. Good opportunity to check your fingers, make sure they're spread. Index fingers pointed forward, the rest are turned out to the side. Slightly engage the core, push back to down dog. You can always pedal the knees here if your legs are too tight. We're going to walk the right foot forward, coming on up to warrior one. Palms of my hands are facing each other. My arms are adjacent to my ears. I'm curling my tailbone under. Warrior two. Adjusting your feet however you need to. Checking your arms are parallel. Looking past the second and middle fingers. I'm going to do a reverse warrior. Just watch that back shoulder that it's not poking up like mine was. Elbow to knee. going to square the shoulders to the front. I'm going to stretch the arm out. Inhale and exhale back. Half circle. Engage the core so you can maintain your balance. This is working the legs and the abdominals. And stretch. And then I'm going to bring it around to the other side. Inhale and exhale. I could have snuck that one in there. So we're going to go back the way we came. Coming on up to warrior one. On this leg now, tucking the tail under. You want to feel a stretch right here. And if I don't tuck my tail under, I'm like this, my body is forward. If I'm doing it properly, I tuck my tail under, and then I get the stretch in the front of the hip. Warrior two. So my back foot angle changes, and the heel of my front foot intersects the middle of the back, like the arch of the back foot. Checking your arms in. You can drive into that lunge a little bit more if you've got enough length. Reverse warrior. You can have your head back like this. If it doesn't feel good, you can have your head forward. Trying to bring the fingertips of the back arm down the thigh. Elbow to knee. Trying to get those shoulders between the two planes of glass so that you're not like this. Your feet are actually doing the work here. You're going to square your feet and your hips to the floor here. Come to the knees. Hands come down. Roll the toes under, push back to down dog. Just for a little hamstring stretch. Come down to the knees. Bring the right leg out. And we're going to switch. Trying to keep your hips square. Core is engaged, lying on the tummy. So we're going to go into Superman. Arms are out. Palms of the hands are facing each other. Lower half of the body is in a cobra. So toes are pointed, glutes are squeezed. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring my palms of the hands to the floor and bring my elbows back and squeeze. Inhale, stretch out. Exhale, and squeeze. Keep going. If this hurts your neck, give a little shake, take a break. Imagine you're driving your elbows and they're trying to touch each other. So you really want to squeeze. Working the back, all the stabilizer muscles, the core. Bringing the arms down to a sphinx and relaxing the low body. So just give your legs a little shake, maybe smack the top of your feet on the floor. Make your friend downstairs wonder what you're doing. My husband was quite concerned yesterday. So what are you doing upstairs? So toes underneath, heels to one side and then the other. And relax the feet down. So now I just want you to push your forearms into the floor and lengthen through the spine. Shoulders away from the ears, give the head a little shake. This is actually a back bend. If it bothers your low back, don't go up so high. Throwing in the yin pose. Your eyes should be in line with the spine. Your eye gaze. My head was a little bit down like this, so I need to bring it up. Keep breathing. Take a break anytime you need. Slowly come down. You're going to grab the right foot. And release. And the left. And release. So now we're going to do like bend our knee into 90 degrees, the right leg. So just check your ankle should be directly below your knee. So if your foot is in close to your bum, you're not going to get much of a stretch. We're working the inner thighs. You can stay like that, or if you want to increase that twist, you can bring the left arm underneath and the right arm up and over. You can support your head here. Coming back to the middle. Torso goes first, and then we're going to straighten that leg, and we're going to bend the other one out to the side, froggy leg. Stay here for a moment. Check your ankle is below the knee. And if you want, continue the twist, just like the other side. If this isn't comfortable for your neck, you can also use a couple of pillows or your block under your head. Option to bend the knee, that's underneath you, and grab the foot and bring the foot in towards the bum. Deep stretch into the hip flexors. Now we have to do that on the other side. But before we do that, we're going to reset in the middle. Straightening out that left leg, bringing out the right. Trying to remember what I made up on the other side. Twist. Oh yeah, okay. That's the problem with making stuff up. Then you have to remember it. So I'm bending the bottom leg, grabbing my foot, pulling it in towards my bum. This is a good stretch. And release. Coming back to the middle, straightening out the legs. We're going to try bending the legs. This is easy for some people, not for me. So I'm going to do froggy legs on both sides. Check your ankles. And if it's too much, both at once, you can always do one at a time again. We're working the inner thighs. And try to relax your legs. And now you're going to fold your feet in. Coming up to hands and knees. We're going to bring our left leg into a pigeon. Swaying side to side. If you want, you can stack your forearms and rest your head down. And shifting over to that left hip, switch out your pigeon. I don't know about you, but I have a big difference from left to right. The right side is much tighter for me. I could have fallen asleep on the other side. There'd be no falling asleep on this side. So when you feel that resistance, see, instead of forcing things, see if you can relax away from it. Just 5%. 5% less effort. Doesn't that sound good? Slowly rocking side to side. Coming on up. Easiest way to get out of pigeon, I find, is to just shift onto the hip. And we're going to do a little twist here. Do some of the same stretches we did at the beginning of class. Hopefully you feel a little bit more loose, a little bit more connected, grounded. Switch. Maybe we woke up some areas. Move back to the middle and changing the cross. And twist. And twist. Back to the middle. Right hand on the floor. Inhale the left up. Exhale over. Do this one at the very beginning, switching sides. And switch. In your own time, maybe close your eyes. Trying to make it as fluid as possible. And coming to the middle, interlace the fingers. Inhale up. Shoulders down. Stretching up. And exhale, release. Give your hands a little shake. Palms, back of the hands on the knees. Closing the eyes. Feeling everything that's touching the floor. Adjusting anything that you need to adjust. We're just going to stay here for a moment. Any thoughts that come up, let them pass like clouds in the sky. Feeling strong and centered. Bring your hands to prayer. Maybe taking the opportunity to set an intention for the day. Namaste.